So I'm going to do a diagram, show you how this all looks. It's very simple and easy to do, and tell you what, it's better to have backup battery power than relying on the house power, because sometimes you have outages, especially in bad weather, and that's when you'll need it the most. You know, if it's pouring rain, we're having a storm, and you've got house power controlling your sump pump, then the house power goes out, guess what, you got no sump pump, then you can get flooding in that area. Whereas a battery, it's always ready whether there's power on the house or not. Well, good morning, this is John. Hope you guys are all doing alright out there. Now today what I'm going to do is show you a way of putting power for a solar pump that doesn't require house electricity. We're going to use the solar panel, 12 volt battery, and the pump, of course. So I'm starting off here. I'll show you how this works. This is the cover. The pump is down there. That's the pump, and that's the float switch. When the water gets to a certain height, the float switch lifts up, turns on the power, and the pump pumps the water out down into this storm drain right here. So it's just storm drain water. So from the pump, the float switch, I've got 3 wires here connected, 4 actually, into this junction box. And in the junction box there's only 2 wires going back into the shed here, which go to the battery. I'll draw a diagram, show you how I connected these 2 wires from the battery to the sump pump and switch. And just inside the shed door here, I've got those 2 wires coming here to a battery. So we need a way to charge this battery. Have this whole system fed by a solar panel. And the solar panel, as it turns out, will fit on this roof that I just replaced here. It'll fit perfectly. So that's great. It should be facing south, but it's not. But it will be getting quite a bit of light, I hope. So my next order of business is to get this solar panel up there and mounted, and wires coming from the solar panel going into the shed here. This solar panel is 65 inches long by 39 inches tall. So it'll fit on the roof perfect. We're going to use these brackets to attach to the solar panel here, and that will hold it off, and that will give us the connecting area for the solar panel to the roof. Drill the holes out through these washers. I need 8 washers, but only 4 with the holes drilled out, so I can put this nut and bolt through. Yeah, that fits perfect. I'll do 4 more of those. And that's a 4. Now then, because these guys are going to be outside, it might be good policy to give them a quick coating of paint. 2, 3, 4. Now that's a nice, because that nozzle's knackered here. There we go. We'll let it dry and try another one. The bracket attachments for the solar panel are on the long side, and I need them on the short side, so I've put 2 holes there. I'm just going to enlarge them so I can get the bolts through, and we'll start putting the brackets on. Okay, we got the brackets on here. Now we can mount it on the roof. I wish Charlotte helped me lift this panel here on top of the little potting shed. Now I just got to put the screws in to hold it tight, and also get these into the shed in this shed here. it's all coming on great, and it fits perfectly. That fits exactly there. Lovely. Where the positive and negative wires from the solar panel out here penetrate through into the shed, we put a solar controller here. I'm not mounting yet. That's the last. Apparently, this is the last thing you plug into the circuit. So from here, we've got some MC cable. That stands for metal clad cable, protected cable. We're going to come and take it down to where the battery bank is down here. And just remember, when you're using this stuff, before you put your connector on here, you need to use this called an anti-short bushing. That's it in place there, and then you use a special connector for MC. That's called an MC cable connector here, and you just slide the wire through and connect it in, and that's it in there. Now then you say, does this ground wire have to be connected to the metal box? I don't think so, because all we've got coming through here is battery voltage, positive and negative. There is no ground involved in this system. Please let me know if you have thoughts otherwise. Then you just mount your box on a joist here. Strip back your 2 white wires to start with, strip them back about just over 1/2 inch, and then use a red wire nut, put them on till the wire nut feels really tight. In fact, it'll be so tight it'll want to turn the wires round on themselves. So you do that, and that's what gives you a good connection. That's really important in electrical wiring. If you have to have a good connection, there you go. And also a good test is, once it's on, give your wire nut a pull, because if one of the wires didn't catch, it'll just pull out. So that's a real good tip to know. Once you've got your wire nut on, just pull the wire nut, make sure it doesn't come off any one of these wires. And then now we do the same thing with the 2 black wires. From the solar charger, this wire is coming down to the battery. It's running in parallel with the pump that goes outside. I've used 2 terminal clamps here, battery clamps. Put them on nice and tight, very important. And then once the battery end's connected up here, we're connected into the box, of course, and after that then you put your solar panel attachment here. It's telling us that we've got 13.3 volts coming in, so the battery is 12.9 volts, and the output is 0 because we're not using any power. Excellent. I like this controller, it looks really good. The battery is connected to the inverter, which is connected to this conduit here, this flexible conduit. I've got 2 wires in there for a junction box, and I've put one of those screw-in remote cameras in there. It's really great. You don't have to run a special circuit. You could just, you know, like a regular light circuit, outside light, you just screw these cameras in. Got the same Edison screw. It has a light in it and it has a camera, so that's kind of handy. We've got a remote pump out here and also a security system. Now I'm going to check and see if this thing's actually designed to work outside or not. As you can see, the sun is not shining directly onto the solar panel, but we still do have 13.4 volts going into this charge controller, and it's putting out 13 volts to the battery. Just go along here. Our junction box. This inverter is fed from the battery, and we've got a plug there which goes outside to the light fixture, so it's a plug-in light fixture. Now that we found that the system works, it was a good idea to put the switch inside of a box and put a nice cover plate on it. You know, same with down here with the battery wires and that. Just put them all into a junction box and then just brought 2 wires down on the actual battery itself. Everything works and we are happy. After messing around with this app a bit, you will come out with a picture through the camera. And the great thing about this is you can move the camera around all you do is there's a buttons here. Yes, you can turn it, you can move the camera. There you go. There. I do that all with this direction thing here, and also you can enlarge it too. It's great, good camera. I'm happy with it so far. See how much power it uses. I don't know how much power it uses, whether it's going to run the battery flat or not. We'll find out. And also you can even have the microphone on, so you can hear what's going on outside where the camera is as well. Is that great? Anyhow, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Bye bye.